Okay, we're waiting for people who go first to come over from the house. Yeah, they have an introductory class at a house for new people. They're getting more and more new people coming. Samvuk Sunim has been advertising. And other people as well. Have been telling their acquaintances. Thank you. And Masterji, eventually we should replace these big panels. They're too weird. Okay. Oh. Yeah, you like him? Okay. Maybe that's why it's working.
Master, when Senfa say we should go ahead with the lecture because they take time to come to the Buddha Hall.
They take time?
Yeah.
Yeah, the legs are kind of frozen.
Yes.
Okay, it's there. Okay, very good. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It's nice to see you again. I thought I didn't know what to talk to you about today, so you feel free to ask any questions you might have. I thought I'd bring up my last trip to Korea. I don't know I talked about that. Maybe I mentioned it, but not in details. Yes, DTT.
Master, I have two questions. I'll ask the easy one first. I heard you recently mentioned pointed at quite a few Sangha as master, like Master SP, Master XM. I'm just wondering how many masters do we have at the Sangha now, and who should we address as master, and who should we address as venerables? Because I used to think there are only 4 masters, you and 3 abbots, but apparently I'm wrong. So I just want to make sure that I'm addressing them with the right way. Thank you.
Okay, that's a good question. I am erratic, depends on my mood. Sometimes I call XP, sometimes I go, hey you. Master is as formal as it ever gets. Okay. So for us personally, it really doesn't matter how you call us, but in general, as a protocol, from traditionally, especially in China, in the Asian traditions, we usually say venerable. And you can't go wrong. Venerable XP, venerable XS, and so forth. Okay, that's what you ought to be saying. It's been brought to my attention that some of you don't even use venerable, you say XX because that's what I say. I say XX or XZ and so forth. Because sometimes I'm lazy, sleepy and so forth. So I would try to get to the point very quickly. So I dropped the venerable and I dropped the master. But when I have a lot of time or I need to drag it out, then I tend to use longer words. That's all it means, okay? So, but thank you for asking. You should use you use venerable is good enough, okay? Because it's to your, if you observe the proper protocol, then you're generating blessings. If you lack, you don't use venerable, then you're missing out on a chance to show the proper protocol, and you're missing out on generating blessings for yourself. If you show respect, this is one of the core values we teach you. We try to instill in all of you. Doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, how young you are, you have to learn to be respectful. And it's very personal for me because I wasn't. Okay, I have to be honest with you. In my entire life, especially in my prior life at Master Shinhoi's temples, I was disrespectful. Okay, and because I saw their faults only. I could not see their superior traits, okay? And the Chinese and these people, they really different world where I came from, I was not impressed with the lack of finesse, lack of a lot of communication skills are quite lacking. So I was kind of looked down upon them, and that's so wrong. It's nothing more wrong than that. And not surprisingly, they really didn't teach me much. They didn't feel like teaching me. That's what I learned. That's why I share with all of you. No matter what, okay, you have to be respectful towards everyone, because fundamentally you can learn from everyone, from anyone. And in order to be able to learn from anyone and everyone, you need to be respectful towards them. If deep in your heart you're respectful towards them, then magically you'll be able to pick up things they're good at, they're superior, and that you wouldn't otherwise notice if you have an arrogant attitude. So this is very important. That's why I'm trying to teach you since day one, and especially I hope you instill that in your children. It is so important. Children need to be respectful regardless, okay? Especially need to be respectful towards older people and eventually towards younger people than them as well, okay? So this is very, very important. All right, so use venerable. What's the second question?
My second question is a recent experience I have, and I want to share with Master and see if I'm doing something wrong here. Recently, I got afflicted again by some people at my school. Because my son is a bit unruly, some people don't like him, and
a bit
negative energy was.
Okay, yeah, a little bit unruly, yeah, right.
Is that his nature, or it's my wrong education? He caused me a lot of trouble. I don't know. It's just like I got lucky, or I'm just not doing the right thing in parenting. But
usually it comes from the parents, by the way. The kids' attitude usually comes from the parents. Either from you, from your hubby. So I don't know which one, because I think both of you seem normal to me, right, Peter? Okay, so is there a question?
Yes, I don't know if it's me or my husband. I don't feel like either of us are very unruly, but he is like next level. My son is next level.
No, unruly comes from lack of respect. Okay, when you are respectful, naturally you behave yourself. You're unruly because you really look down upon everyone else. Think about that.
I can do.
Something you can do?
Yeah.
Not much you can do, really. You have to suffer, like I did.
Okay.
Yeah. It's something I'm grateful to Master Shehuan in that sense. I was so arrogant because I saw how inferior everyone else was. So I look at you, there's something wrong. I pick it out so quickly. Because that's my prior life. You get ahead in a real world by picking on people's weaknesses and attacking them so that they look bad and you look good. So I was, anyway, and so...
Anyway, I got really afflicted because I constantly received this negative energy from the people from the school. And so I was just talking to my therapist about it. And the approach she taught me, I did not really like. And so I tried to use the Buddhist methodology meditation with it. I tried to empty myself. Obviously, Master, I don't know how to empty myself because I'm not enlightened. So when I say empty, I mean I'm imagining myself empty, and you cannot hurt me, and all the negative energy are dissolved. You cannot hurt me either. So that's a different emptiness from what you are teaching, but I'm trying to do it at my level, whatever I can. And it actually worked, and I feel the negative energy got dissolved, and also even before it was dissolved, it cannot really hurt me anymore because I'm sort of partially empty. But there's a part of me that was still stubbornly there and it refused to be dissolved, completely emptied, despite I was trying to empty it using my own way. It was a small part of the ego that's like very helpless and triggered and anxious and want to jump out to protect itself and very easily irritated. So my therapist was telling me that use whatever rise up from your emptiness to soothe it. The only way through, the only way out is through. You cannot dissolve it when it's so agitated. So give it what it needs from whatever rises from your emptiness. So I tried that. I did soothe it. It fall asleep, but it's still there. So I'm holding it. But it's not as irritated as before. It's not in the fighting mode anymore. It's just like with my partial emptiness holding a piece of my ego, helplessness in sleep. And she said, like, eventually, once you give it what you need, you will be able to dissolve it eventually, but now you cannot because it's fighting you so hard. So that's my experience, and it kind of worked for me, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or it's against your teachings. That's why I'm sharing to check with you. Thank you, Master.
Getting someone else involved here. Personally, I don't think you're getting good advices. Because it's a tough thing to do when you have to do this for a living, make a living, and it's. I really feel for people who have any therapists who need to give you advices. Okay, they may be good at tricks and techniques, but they really don't understand, for example, emptiness. We meditate, we practice, eventually we understand emptiness because that's what you do every time. Every day you meditate, you're experiencing emptiness, and your emptiness gets deeper and bigger. That's part of your natural progression. So the emptiness that when we talk about that we talked about is different from the emptiness that the intellectuals read about or imagine. Yours is lived. Yours is experienced. There is in the brains, their imagination only. So the disconnect there, okay? So I would not take those advices very seriously. What you're describing is a natural progression, okay? I don't want to teach you how to get rid of it. I want you to endure it. And that's your training. If it afflicts you, and that's how I was trained too, by the way. We talked about arrogance, for example. So what my master did for me, which I'm very grateful for, is make me suffer. Because I was so arrogant, I did not deserve to be taught. Therefore, I should suffer because of my ignorance. Okay, it helped me tremendously. It helps me to become more humble when you have down to nothing, and you have no one you can depend on, and they all disapprove of you. You're like a leper. You're not wanted, and they slander you and do those things. And on one hand, they slander you, and on the other hand, I said, my master taught me, don't justify. Don't ever justify. So I spent my formative years not justifying myself, including today. A lot of people don't understand me, misunderstood me. I never justified. So they left me and so forth, and they dropped out because I did not justify myself. And it's such a beautiful Dharma for myself. It still works today. I'm still working on that. Resisting the temptation to justify is so interesting. Okay, so the combination of suffering, and when they pile it on you, they like it. People have this certain meanness when they see you suffer, and they keep on stripping more and more to see when you're going to break, and not justifying yourself really compounded the problem. So that's my training, by the way. Okay, I didn't have a wife, so I have many people who gave me a hard time, and that's how my teacher trained me. Okay, it's a special training that part of Wei Yang that he did not give to his disciples. But I was the only one that he put through the grinders like that. And the interesting thing is if you survive those things, you let go a lot of things. So bottom line, that's why I've been teaching you, endure. It's not talk. The more difficult it is, the more you should endure it. Okay? I could not afford to go see a therapist like this lady here. I just endured. It's too expensive. Okay? So endure, and that's all. That's my advice to you. Okay? Stop whining. Endure. Okay? And to be honest with you, when Shirley first came, she has an attitude. Well, it got better and better and better. Now it's so much better. But you know what? The son has been conditioned. The son has been. This is how I grew up as well. My family, my parents are like. My parents were related. My father is related to the president of Vietnam. So I'm more or less, I'm Vietnamese royalty, bloodline. So, the arrogance was built up from there, okay? We look down upon everyone, the relatives, you're not good enough for us, and that kind of thing. It's from the parents, typically. Okay, and once you have that, it's very difficult to undo with the kids. And they have all the reasons. I had all the reasons to look down upon others. You guys are smart, I'm fast learner, and so forth and so forth. And it's reinforced. Okay, and so I would worry about Anthony. Okay, When he's old enough, he has to suffer for him to let go of that. Okay? When you want something so bad and people reject you because you're too arrogant, that's when it's time for you to teach. Right now, it's premature. Let him be. Children should be allowed to be themselves. Okay? Don't try to be too protective. Don't try to control them too much. Let them screw up. Okay? Be there for them, that's all. All right? But don't blame anyone else. It's you and possibly your husband. You both are too smart. You figure things out so fast, faster than average people. And so it shows in your lack of patience. People are too slow, okay? And so forth. So you have to suffer for that. We all have to suffer for our arrogance, okay? That's how we learn and become better. Go for has a question, has another question here.
Hey, good morning, Master.
Morning.
Good to see you back.
Thank you.
So I was reading one of the books, the Pureland Handbook, and it triggered something when I read about the 6 paramitas, but in particular the first one having to do with morality. And I've seen that at the other temple, at the CTTB, where they say that, okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. What is the difference between concentration and samadhi? You know, like when we're at work, we're fully concentrated on a subject or on a problem, and we try to solve the problem. What is samadhi, and you know, how does that differ, or how is it similar?
Okay, very good. Concentration is the English term we use. Okay, samadhi is just a Sanskrit term for that. When we use concentration is when we talk to normal people, ordinary people, and they don't understand samadhi like yourself. Therefore, we should use the word concentration. All right. However, in our Chan world, Chan is a practice of increasing your concentration power. Okay, so your concentration gets stronger and get better, increases, like yours has been increasing, because that's naturally in our environment. You come to the temple. Long enough, your concentration naturally increases, okay? And professionally, in the China world, in Buddhist world, we call it samadhi. We don't use the term concentration. When the term samadhi, which is a Sanskrit term, is used more often for a reason. It simply means concentration, but it also denotes the level of concentration, if you will. Because in a Chan world, samadhi has many different levels. Okay, for example, first dhyana, the scattered people, ordinary people, are zero concentration, zero samadhi. Okay, they're scattered people. Okay, ordinary people are like that. They cannot concentrate. Okay, the first level of concentration is called first dhyana. Okay, second dhyana, third dhyana, fourth dhyana. Okay, and then the fifth becomes fifth samadhi. So samadhi actually technically is a term we use to denote the fifth level of concentration, which brings you to the formless realm. Okay, it gets more technical. So you see, the point is in Buddhism, it will be clearer for you as time goes on. In Buddhism, our concentration levels are distinct, and therefore that's how we gauge you. We gauge you, look at you, oh, what is your current level of concentration? And what does it take? For me personally, I look at you and say, what does it take for you to get to the next level? And so forth. All right? So samadhi is just a technical word for concentration, which denotes it carries a lot more information. In particular, it's as a reminder to all of you. When we use samadhi, we tell you that this practice here is measurable. Your spiritual path, your spiritual state, your spiritual attainment is measurable. Okay? So, and the objective for you is very simple. You increase your samadhi level, okay? Higher and higher, and to the point of 1A, for example, for you, your next level is 1A, first stage arhats, okay? And the next one would be fourth stage arhat, and then the next one would be first round, or 1G, 2G, and so forth. Okay, so for us, we very particular about your spiritual level, concentration level. Does it help?
Yes, thanks for clarifying that. So, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
In relations, okay, they talk about precepts, samadhi, and then wisdom. They're generally like grouped together. I've heard Master Shinhua talk about stuff like that.
Yes.
And when they talk about the precepts, are they talking about only the 5 precepts, or are they talking about the 5 precepts and then the lay bodhisattva precepts, and I mean the 8 precepts and then the lay bodhisattva precepts, before you can increase your samadhi and also increase your wisdom?
Okay. In the spiritual path, it doesn't matter you're Buddhist or not. But in Buddhism, again, we are more precise because that's how we train our people. We paint a clearer picture for all of you. What does it take? What the spiritual path is about. Okay, so the spiritual path that Buddha taught us is based on the foundation of precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. The practice is based on that. The 3 pillars of our spiritual path is precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. All right? In our Chan practices or Pureland practices or authentic practices, we teach you about meditation, we teach about mantras, we teach about reciting Buddha's name, bowing, and so forth. Those are simply expedients or methods in order to help you practice precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. Okay? All the spiritual practices in Buddhism are designed to help you work on those 3 aspects that determine your current level of attainment. Okay? They greatly influence your current, where you are right now in your spiritual path, your current spiritual level is actually related to your precepts, substance, your concentration level, and your wisdom level. Those 3 things. So Buddhism is very, very actually precise, very scientific, if you will. Okay? And so when we teach you meditation, for example, okay, it sounds like we're teaching you how to cross, get into full lotus and all these various practices. Actually, they all are not beyond the precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. Okay? So, for example, I personally have been spending an hour to sit an hour with you for the last 20 years, and then speak Dharma for you for an hour. Okay? That's designed to help you because, see, in the Chan world, we only teach you how to hone the concentration. That's samadhi, right? Okay? Chan is known to be able to help you. It's designed to help you work on your concentration or your samadhi. That's one of the three. Okay? What people don't realize, what the Chan masters don't realize, and the Chan teachers don't realize, that this samadhi level here is connected to precepts and to wisdom as well. You don't simply, if you only focus on the samadhi like the non-Buddhist teachers and non-Buddhist practitioners, they will not get very far. That's their problems. Same thing Hinayana people as well. Hinayana practitioners, they're not as advanced as Mahayana or Chan practitioners about the other side of meditation. All right? So that's why when I teach Chan, for example, I teach Chan because I spend an hour with you because I want to help you understand those three aspects, especially precepts as well as wisdom. All right? If that's why I spend an hour speaking Dharma to you to help you understand more about the other two pillars that are equally important as your actually Chan techniques. If you focus only on sitting, like the Vietnamese like to do, like the Chinese like to do nowadays, like Indians like to do nowadays, their progress is very limited and it's very slow. However, if you understand and hone all three aspects, you'll progress a lot faster. This is why each and every one of you have been progressing a lot faster than otherwise. Okay? Because your practice is well-rounded. Your samadhi, the current level of samadhi that you have, okay? That's one of the three, remember? The current level of samadhi, okay, depends on an equivalent level of precepts or morality, okay? Precepts basically rules of morality, what's right, what's evil, what's good, okay? And number three, it's also connected, also related to the current level of wisdom, meaning what you're capable of understanding. Wisdom basically, how much can you understand? If it's a kid, it's only so much you can understand. You cannot force it, okay, on the kid. So you have to wait, okay? And so that's why concentration is based is related, it's directly connected with morality and wisdom. Okay? For example, if your current level is concentration this much, if you do bad things, okay, it will decrease your level of concentration. If you're not careful, okay? For example, take a very simple example like when you go to martial arts, you learn martial arts. I used to do that, okay? You get to the red belt, okay? So meaning red belt equivalent of current level of samadhi, okay? And what about morality? What about precepts? Precepts, if you are red belt, meaning you are this level of code of conduct, code of ethics, right? If you violate it and your behavior is unbecoming of your current level of a red belt, okay, then you are actually lowering your status, okay? The same thing, in the Chan world, if your current level of samadhi is this much, but that means that your morality, your moral conduct should be at this level. But if it's not, it actually will decrease your level of samadhi eventually. Vice versa. Conversely, if your current level of samadhi is this much, you've been certified to. However, your moral conduct is this higher. This will bring your samadhi level up without meditation, by the way. You don't need to meditate. You still, because of your level of morality, bring your concentration level up without ever having to learn how to meditate. Is that clear? This should help explain to you why people who are not Buddhists can still have very high level of concentration, because their moral conduct is very, very high. Is that clear? For example, case in point, the Pope, the late Pope, John Paul II, his level of morality is very, very high. That's why he's a 2G. You know that? I told you many times already. The late John Paul II was actually a second ground bodhisattva because he's a very moral person. Okay? So you don't need to learn chant. When your moral fiber is so high, eventually you will get your samadhi level will get to that level. All right? And similarly, wisdom is the same thing. Another example for you of a real live person, and he's still alive, so I can't tell you which exact level yet, but Buffett, morality is very, very high. Much higher than John Paul II. Much higher. Go figure, okay? And that's why his samadhi is very, very high. That's why he's superior investor. Does it help? Okay, very good. Yes,
Very
Peter.
much. Thank you.
Anytime. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Wow, I'm really impressed with the first 2 questions. I wanted to share something, a change that I experienced with myself this week, and express my gratitude to you, Master Z, Master X, all the Sanghins in the Dharma Assembly that have endured me for more than 10 years now to help me get there.
Has it been that long? Wow. Okay, continue.
Earlier this week, well, I guess I should say generally, and I want to keep this public information safe. So as the world knows, Amazon has been doing some pretty significant layoffs, and thankfully I survived.
Oh, congratulations. I wanted to ask you that. You're not among the first 14,000.
Correct.
Possibly the next 16,000. They're planning on 30,000.
Yeah,
anyway.
You can read all about this all in the papers. So, there's a cloud hanging over the people who remain. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that cloud contributed to a series of, particularly, I'll use a Southern California term here, gnarly meetings that I participated in on Wednesday. I'm really thankful because it turned out immediately after those meetings, my wife, in her infinite wisdom, whisked me away to Bobo with Master X. So I didn't have too much time to process immediately. I just got to go and be around a very wise person and a loving wife. So that was excellent. But the change I experienced, I've been working in media entertainment for more than 25 years now. And a technique that just happened naturally for me is that when I have a big problem I'm trying to solve, when I sleep at night, I'll dream the problem. It's very in my head, and I'm trying to work at it, I'm picking at it, and I'll come up with solutions. And usually I'll wake up the next morning and say, okay, this is what I have to do. The only time I've ever, of my own volition, woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do something is either A, when I was young and wanted to go fishing, or B, when I'm old and attended your faux cheese and had to get up for the 4 a.m. ceremony. But on Thursday morning, my mind and body would not let me sleep anymore. And I had processed a plan and took action. I started messaging my immediate team at 4 in the morning. They're like, what are you doing up? I said, I can't sleep. I want to get into this and face this problem and try and make progress. And this may be something that's like an everyday thing for other people, but for me, you know, at age 47, I'd never experienced my mind and body problem solving and then making me ready to address the problem and face it head on in this way. So I wanted to share that I experienced that change and just express my gratitude for all that you've helped me learn to recognize within myself so I could get here.
Very good. Thank you for sharing with us. Wow, it gets more interesting. And I'd just like to remind you that it happened while I was in Korea, okay? So I had nothing to do with it. You can thank the other guys. All right. And this is the thing of why your training matters, folks. This is why you're coming to the temple and during a rainy day and rainy night and all these things eventually will pay off, I assure you. Okay? Because remember our emphasis is for you to improve. We make no excuses. I don't make any excuses because I accept none myself, for myself or from anyone. Okay? And so you keep improving meaning that improving all three aspects, samadhi, morality, and wisdom. That's the nature of improvement. Improvement is never just improvement. Improvement is very clearly defined in our world. Improvement in samadhi, improvement in precepts, improving in wisdom. And that's your treasure right there. What does it mean? It means that when you keep on improving to the next level, it means that you're much better able to rise to the occasion when it's necessary. When you get in trouble, when there is a crisis, that's when your training, your assets will prove to be extremely useful in helping you face it and resolve the problem. I can't stress this enough. Don't think it's something casual we do because I do not want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time either. I do not like it when people waste my time. Okay? So I won't do it to you. If I feel that you're not getting much more out of it anymore, I encourage you to leave. You don't have to remind me. I will remind you, I will kick you out, okay? Because you're wasting your time here, okay? But if you keep on hanging in there and not quit in spite of difficulties, okay, you are improving. That's why you're still around. The fact you're around, what's being around means don't quit. No matter how difficult it is, don't quit. Endure it. Okay? And that's how you improve. When you improve, this is when you have a crisis, your training, your strength, your samadhi, your morality, your wisdom, okay, will prove to be invaluable. Okay? It takes a crisis for your best to come out. When there's no pressure, there's no need for you to do anything. Go enjoy yourself. Go goof off. it's okay. But when there's a crisis, that's when your best emerges. And that's what I observe. It's fascinating to see it, okay? You care enough, it happens naturally. Yes, go first.
Master, is there something we have to do to improve our wisdom, or is that a side effect of improving our morality and samadhi?
Your wisdom is a very good question. Your wisdom increases because of this hour. This hour designed to help you increase your morality and your wisdom. Okay? The techniques, the chant techniques, doesn't take long to teach you. I say, let's do Hua today, or this chant chi. That's it, the techniques, okay? Let's cross our legs. Get into full lotus. That's a chant training there. But what people don't realize is that it also must be accompanied by the morality. It must be accompanied by wisdom. So this 1 hour I spend with you, when my teacher told us to only spend 20 minutes plus 10 minutes for translation, we do 1 hour, okay? And the translation is simultaneous. Okay, so you do, for comparison purposes, 1 hour versus 20 minutes, that's 3 times as much, right? And you have simultaneous translation is 6 times as much. Okay, so you get 6 times as much information as their training. This is why you improve a lot faster. Okay, so the talks here are designed to help you increase your wisdom and as well as your morality. Furthermore, the main thing about developing wisdom is sutra lectures. That's very important. When you reach a certain level, at your current level here, you need, and you have a strong morality here, okay? We just have to remind you not to lose your temper. That's important. Okay, and you need to keep on working on that. Okay, but what's critical for you is, for your personal case, is that at your level you still have things to work on, but the things for you would be very, very productive for you to listen more to sutras, to my sutra explanations. At your level, you want to listen to my sutra explanation. Not Master Hsuan anymore. Master Hsuan is for a different path. My path is more on the sudden side. Okay? Listen more. That's how you develop more wisdom to sutras. Our sutra lectures. Okay? All right. Have 4 more minutes. Anything else? Yes, 8.
Master, how to increase the precept substance? In particular, how to go from the rules, don't do this, don't do that, to precept substance?
The precept substance was given to you by me already. Okay? You can't see it, but you have it already. This is why when you take a refuge with the Buddha, with the triple jewel, my job is to give you my precept substance. Okay, so it's a gift. And so you have it already. So now it's a matter of fine-tuning it so that you uncover, you discover things, your habit energies or your bad habits and your stupidity and your delusion that prevent you from being able to wield that precept substance. All right? So how does it work? You basically learn about those rules, okay, the do's and the don'ts, okay, and you catch yourself when you violate them. And it's not, I don't want you to walk away from here being so obsessed and said, I don't want to violate precepts. I don't want to violate all these rules. The only thing you have to worry about is when you get in trouble and when you get afflicted. Okay? When you get afflicted, do you then violate the rules or not? Okay? For example, I have a huge temper. In my prior life, you cross my path, I will kill you. I will punish you. I will make you suffer. So when I took refuge with my teacher, he named me Wo Te. Te is virtues. So when and I was able to meditate, I learned a few tricks about meditation, some developed some cheap tricks and so forth. And there used to be elder Dharma masters who were low-level samadhi, and I would use my samadhi and beat them up. They beat me up verbally, they beat me up intellectually, but I attacked them spiritually. And they say, it hurts, man. They didn't know why, but they said, it hurts. and imagine, and after that, I realized I became ashamed of myself. I said, yeah, he may be an idiot, maybe he's unworthy to be a Dharma master, and so forth, but I have no right to attack him. So it's the Go Te, is the third name that my master gave me that made me feel ashamed of myself. I said, that's not a conduct of a left-home person. It lacks virtues. That's why I stopped myself, okay? Yeah. I proved that I was stronger. I beat him up and made him inflicted pain on him because he dared, disrespect me and make me break my back and so forth, hurt my back and so forth. It's a fair game. However, it's about yourself. You ask yourself, are you worthy or not? Okay? Yeah. You can relax. It's only when you're afflicted, that's when it matters. All right? And it didn't stop there. There are other people too who try to hurt me. And after that guy, at that time, I was second dhyana, so I didn't hurt him much. But there are other people who are actually much higher, and they hurt me. They use their spiritual powers to hurt me, and for some reason, the Bodhisattva trained me already. He taught me a couple of things. One technique to make my body stronger spiritually, because they knew that they were attacking me. So the Bodhisattva came and taught me how to defend myself so that I didn't get hurt. And number two, another Bodhisattva taught me, and I use that in order to so I used the two techniques, and it turns out they couldn't do anything to me. And so that's what I want to teach. I teach you is to take a beating. Don't beat up on others. This is how you improve faster. Okay? Their side, the typical monks and nuns, they attack you to see whether you hurt or you scared and you run away. We don't do that. Don't ever do that. what do we call it? Eat shit. Okay? That's how we get stronger. That's how we improve. We don't attack others. That's wrong. Okay? It's a very bad habit. I don't know why my teacher never corrected it in his disciples. Most of the monks and nuns who like to meditate, they will attack you. And it hurts. All right, okay? It's a self-examination. Because you know when you do something, you violate the rules of morality and so forth. You yourself know immediately and say, oh, this is wrong, this is not right. And that's when you go back to your rules of morality, okay? And your precepts, you say, no, this is wrong, I cannot do this. It's not worthy of me. Okay, that's all. We make mistakes, that's life, okay? But don't make the same mistakes repeatedly. That's not good for you. Okay? Okay, good questions today. Good discussion today. Thank you, everyone. And let's go to lunch.